This is Player 1,
This is Player 2.
and you're listening to another great show only on the Four-Eyed Radio Network.
The Third.
For more great shows, check out www.foureyedradio.com.
This world needs a hero. It needs a savior. A white light. A beacon in the sun. Or just someone to draw some logos. If you're looking for someone to do design work, illustration work, and to help improve your business's look and design, contact Raven Designs at ravencruise.com. She's one of the proud sponsors of the Four-Eyed Radio Network, and her artwork is amazing.
That's right. Yeah. It's a bird, it's a plane, nah, baby, it's changing. You know I'm right here, girl, holler when you need me. When life gets tough, I can make it look easy. We can do the stuff that you see on TV. Superman, be my Lois Lane, I'll be your Tarzan, you can be my Jane. I'll make the sunshine when it's trying to rain. I can ease your stress, take away your pain, I ain't tripping off the next man, baby, I'm a beast, but I ain't trying to be an X-Man. Number one, ain't gonna be nothing less than no wetting, but I'm everybody's best man. Baby, come and take a ride with me to the getaway, come hide with me, baby. Take my hand, come fly with me, baby girl, let me show you what I could be.
Hello, true believers and hip-hop artists from all ages. You're listening to an all-new episode of the Long Box Cast on the Four-Eyed Radio Network, The Fern. I am Kyle, and I'm here with my co-host,
Steve-O.
and we're here to bring it to you.
Because I
am
vengeance, I am the night, I am the ghost, do, boo, go act fool.
To listen to all shows from the Four-Eyed Radio Network, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, Zoom Marketplace, BlackBerry Podcast, Blueberry Podcast Directory, Miro Guide, Double Twist, YouTube, Swell Radio, SoundCloud, and Player FM. Just type in The Fern or Four-Eyed Radio Network and enjoy.
Kyle,
Yes.
I have to say this. We've had this logo for the Four-Eyed Radio Network for a long time. I hate it. I want a new logo. Where could I get a new logo?
I have an idea. Let's draw one with our dicks. That's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Instead, let's go to Raven Designs, illustrations and designs that fit your personality.
I'm more confused now about drawing stuff with your dick.
For samples and inquiries, visit ravencruise.com. A wizard is never late, Steve. Nor is he early.
Why are you
He
trying?
arrives precisely when he means to.
You're now just
with
trying
my
to.
dick.
You're just trying to gloss over.
Don't
this.
forget, criticalcarecomics.org is a place you can go to donate comics to kids in need. They like to read comics. They want comics. They're stuck in a hospital, not feeling too good. You can go to criticalcarecomics.org and donate and enjoy giving comics to kids.
So we got some shout outs this week.
We got a
don't
few.
we? But we also have things back in the studio, so get you ready for your shout out.
That's right. Shout out time. Shout out time.
Did I mention it's shout out time?
Guess what?
Oh my God, there it lies.
Where?
Did I mention it's shout out time? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you retweet us or like us on Facebook.
Shout out.
If we had a Reddit account, I'm pretty sure we would give you a shout out.
Yep.
But we don't
Nope.
because Reddit is scary. Maybe that's because I'm way too hairy. Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's time to give you your shout out.
So these shout outs this week come from Twitter, because Facebook doesn't like us, at Felicia Capcom, at Josh Hammond 124, at JTY Patrick, and at Batman Film.
So is that like JT? Why, Patrick? Why?
Exactly, yeah, I think so.
Bob, damn you, which has nothing to do with comics.
Not at all.
So, yes, last week I listened to our Flashpoint Paradox commentary.
Genius!
This, again, is important, everybody. If you liked it, let us know. If you didn't like it, we won't do it again.
Trust me, because we will get arrested next time we do it.
I did listen to it, and I realize I say a lot of words a lot. I say, that's so funny, or this is really funny. I go literally a lot. So I obviously...
And I apologize for my flatulence and cursing at the screen for no reason.
And I also say a lot, which I try to watch. But we just recorded Arcade Bros, and I slowed down my talking. I tried to articulate a little bit better.
With our drinking hats on.
Think about what I'm going to say. So hopefully I realize after listening,
I thought it was good.
After listening to it, I realize I'm a horrible podcaster, and I have almost 7 shows on this network.
Dang!
I really should probably start.
Well, then again,
working
A,
on
we
it.
were drinking. B, we weren't drinking enough. And C, we started a drinking game in the middle of the movie. So
Okay.
I blame the booze.
So
This podcast was also brought to you by Sam Adams Schnapple. It's so good. It's cold Schnapp.
made from the great stuff on earth.
So yeah, Steve, what have you been reading this week?
This week I finally sat down and read some comic books.
God damn it, Steve.
I know, it was weird. I sat down and read Flash Volume 2 and 3. Kyle and I went to go see the Robocop movie.
Mm-hmm.
Then I stopped up at Barnes & Noble before we went to the Robocop movie. I walk in thinking I'm just going to buy Volume 1.
Just one.
And then I saw, or Volume 2, and then Volume 3 had come out as well. So picked it up. Again, I'm loving the Flash series. They throw a lot at you with these 2 books. The second volume consists of basically the Rogues. And it talks about how they actually redid the Rogues in the New 52. Before, the Rogues all had kind of like weapons that gave them their powers.
Oh, nice.
There was a guy who came to Captain Cold in the comics, and he told him, we can make you guys better. When he does this, they put all their weapons down, and they were fused with their weapons. So now Captain Cold has like ice powers.
Okay.
But what the funny part is everyone got screwed over except for Captain Cold. Mirror Master is now stuck in a mirror world. He cannot leave, but people can enter. But he has like now the power of like
all the mirrors.
He can make all these things happen. He can appear in any mirror, anything that's like mirror base. Then you have Firestorm, who he basically has this huge gaping hole in his chest that shoots out fire now.
Happens.
And then Wizard Master, I don't think really got too screwed over too much either. He just kind of or Weather Wizard, I should say, because he can just control the elements of the Earth with his weather powers.
Okay, cool.
But all the Rogues are pretty pissed off at Captain Cold for this, so they kind of threw him out of the Rogues Gallery, and they actually kind of turn on him.
Get out of here.
But while this huge battle is going on for them to kill basically the Flash, Gorilla Grodd shows up. Invades Central City, and he's trying to basically kill the Flash so he could get Flash's power. He feels that he's the true light warrior, as they were calling it in the book, and then he actually has some of Flash's power for a short time, so he's like chasing down Flash. Nice. But what's really funny is the Trickster.
That's crazy. Imagine it.
Yeah, like Gorilla's just really fast with it. Trickster shows up in this, and it's funny because Trickster is no longer part of the Rogues Gallery. He actually goes up to Gorilla Grodd going like, oh, we should like team up and everything. And Gorilla Grodd just rips his arm off.
Well, I would do that.
And then in the next volume, you see that he has like now robot arm, Trickster. So really good read, really fun. Iris, they finally save her in the ultimate weird dimension thing of the Speed Force.
Cool.
They also, looks like now his girlfriend now knows who he is. So he has that now. So that's going to compromise things in the Flash universe. But yeah, I would highly recommend Flash. Right now I'm loving the Flash series. So, so Kyle, what did you raid Flash?
There's a great new comic called Ghost Dad.
You see, I was dead, but I was a ghost. Born together, I'm a ghost dad, pudding pop out. But out.
That's pretty much what the entire comic is. Turn the page.
No.
Tune in next time. To be continued.
So what is this? What's so funny
This is
about...
called this. Yeah, what's so funny about truth, justice, and the American way? And if anyone knows what that means, that's from issue number 775 of Superman in Action Comics. And that is when Superman went up against the gallery called the Elites. And this is there's an animated short that's out now, and this is
Superman
what the comics
versus the Elites.
Yeah, and that's what this is based upon. Yeah.
Okay, I did enjoy that movie.
Good. Yeah, it was really good. And what I liked is in the comic, it has one of the best.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad everything worked out for you. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm glad you got to sat down and watch a movie.
Enjoyed the film.
I'm glad you enjoy cinema.
The best one you have to watch if you haven't seen it is the one with Brainiac, because it's the guy who plays Walter from Fringe. He's Brainiac's voice. And it's a whole new thing. It's about like the whole like retelling of the Brainiac saga about how he like basically took Kandor, almost destroyed Krypton. Now he's come to Earth and he's sent out all these robots to do the same thing.
Okay.
And Superman goes like toe to toe with him, but it was cool because then Brainiac actually like dwarfs him. So then you're like, oh crap! Like it's actually more like dealing with that and how it's more like Brainiac not only takes over planets and takes their knowledge, but then whatever there makes them good. So like he's green, but then he's also got like Kryptonian strength. He's got like all these things. Like he's got part of the Martians.
Brainiac's like, I am not only taking over your planet, I am destroying your entire resource, and I am going to be the most intelligent person in the world. And I will take your snack pack.
Yes. But he doesn't.
I don't know
really
why I just made him sound like the guy from There Will Be Blood. I drink your milkshake, Superman. Superman's like, I'm not done with it yet. Oh no, I'm drinking it. Wow, they really jumped ship with Brainiac. Oh, look at me, I'm drinking your milkshake. All my milkshake brings all the boys to the bar. It's better. It's better than yours.
Strawberry.
Oh, strawberry is all.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good though. Like, yeah, watch
Easily.
that animation. But yeah, this comic was good. It's good because it has some of the best art in it, where Superman really gets messed up, and then he plots like this whole thing about showing people like, here's my true potential. He ends up like almost fooling the villains to think that he's actually like killed them.
Yes.
And it's like, then it's like you see the horror of like, oh my god, like what if Superman had Unleashed? And that's what I liked about the comic, because right when the comic came out, he started kind of becoming more irrelevant again. That's when like back in that time, you know, Batman had taken the lead because everyone liked that idea of like him being like, I'm going to throw you against the wall and punch you in the junk until you like.
Hey
tell me
kids,
what
you
I
like
want.
Superman? Go fuck yourself.
But so yes, and then like this came out to show you the relevancy of Superman, how he like this is why he doesn't go that route, and how easy it is to go that route, and
Yes.
showing you like, oh yeah, it would be easy just to kill all the villains, and then showing you like the real ramifications of it. The horror. But yeah, that's why I read this week. It's a good comic. Definitely,
Very
if you
good.
haven't read it or watched that cartoon, it's good.
Good. We didn't talk about. Did we say it's episode 10?
Yeah, now it's our lucky episode number 10. Obviously, episode number 9 was us doing the Flashpoint Paradox, which is awesome.
Yes. So, but yes,
We are now
this is a
officially
milestone. We were in the
number
double digits. So
Double trouble, pop your
nothing but the
bubble,
double digits.
making love.
Oh,
in
it's a lot
double
better
trouble.
than dropping digits. Or if you're sitting at the bar and some guy's like, hey, can I get your number, girl? And you're like, hell no, because you're not that great. And I've been a little drunk and I'm not giving you my number because I'm with my girlfriends and we're having a fun time. It's called Ladies Night Out. Why don't you just go away? Double digits. I'm really
That was
bad. I
yeah.
do apologize. I'm running
No,
on not so much sleep.
Me too, Steve. That's what happens when you live the life that we
So,
do.
Kyle, you got to pick the character of the week.
I did, and I didn't even get to. I just did. All right, I just did it.
Okay.
Yes, I did pick a character.
I
This week,
wonder
Steve.
if
Thanks for asking.
do you want another theme song for that?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
It's a spotlight.
No, we can just.
Okay. Yeah, so here's the guy I picked.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want-
Sorry, I just. Yeah.
What
go-
did you do?
go ahead. No, I
What
went
did
to
you
YouTube
find,
to
Steve?
look for something, and then I found something that I have to send over now to Eric Berry, who is just on the Socially Awkward. He does the Power Rangers podcast, and he's going to get a kick out of this.
Literally, because it's about Power Rangers, and they use
Actually, the kick out of this is great because it's Power Ponies. Mighty Morphin Power Ponies I just found. So now I'm gonna post this on his Facebook page right now.
While Steve does that, I will talk about the character
Yeah,
I chose the spotlight. There's two characters, and I'm going with the first version, not the newest version. There's a character called Atomic Skull in the DC universe. If you're familiar with him, he's made many appearances in various forms in the Justice League cartoons. He made appearances in both the old comics and newer versions. They've definitely changed him quite a bit because in the old version, which is the version I'm talking about, his name was Albert Michaels. And in the new version, he's called Joseph Martin. In the new version, he's more of like I think he's more of like an engineer who then gets this accident and then he's more radioactive. Where in the other version, it was more where he had he worked at Star Lab, and he actually had a disorder, like a nervous disorder. He was having these electrical impulses that were short-circuiting in his brain. He's having blackouts and stuff, which I don't know how you become a scientist having a disorder like that.
Oh,
but he was able to stay awake long enough to become a scientist.
Back in the 60s, if you had a disorder like that, they're like, you're a scientist now.
I guess so. But yeah, so he kept having these very painful and uncontrollable seizures. So in order to cure himself, he secretly created a skull that he would wear, and it would actually allow him to focus those nervous like electric shocks, and he'd be able to shoot those out like through this helmet that he had devised. He later became a criminal organization called the Skulls, and there was a lot of people who wore like skull helmets. Basically, his powers consisted of radiation. He could shoot beams from his helmet that was shaped of a skull. And obviously his weakness was cooling temperatures, so if you'd like dumped a lot of cool temperatures on him, it would kind of short circuit him. Similar to like think of like a nuclear meltdown. If they flood it with water or if they like iced it, like it would do the same thing. And that was kind of like the same thing. And also because he was still a human, being punched in the face by Superman would hurt him a lot. So that was the other aspect of it. Now later in the new 52,
he punched me in my face.
yeah, well,
Superman.
in the new Superman, the new 50, especially with the elites, he actually becomes like what powers the prisons because he has so much radiation coming off of him that they can just pump it out of him and just like allow him. He just kind of sits. He's kind of very similar to like what they did with Adam in the Flashpoint paradox, where he's just like in a container.
My name's Captain.
And that was kind of the thing. Like he gets more and more like as he gets more angry in the new version, that like he can shoot radiation. He melts people in that thing. He can go toe to toe with Superman because obviously he's just like booming with radioactivity and he can become stronger.
Yes, which
and stronger.
I did see him. He actually did play a little part in like Justice League Unlimited. He actually goes toe to toe with Black Cat.
Yeah.
No, is that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
The weird, burly cat.
Yeah,
dude?
yeah, the guy who used to be the boxer guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is it Black Cat? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was Black Cat because he was the guy. If you saw that one with him and
Black Canary.
with Arrow.
Yeah, no.
Did you see that one?
No, I did not.
Oh, that one's such a good one. Green Arrow and him.
him go toe to toe. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they go toe to toe in the ring, and he's like, "Get up!" And then like he's just lying there. And
I
he's
thought
like,
you meant the
Jesus.
show. I thought you meant the show Arrow.
No, fuck that thing.
Yeah.
I'm greater, more feared than fear. With
Where's a Cat Warrior? You know what?
no,
I gotta look this
let's
up
pull it up.
because I know I'm
It's
getting
Catman.
it wrong, and everyone's just like, I know it's like Catman
It is Catman, just like the one in Comic Con.
or Black Cat. No, I don't think.
I think it's Black Cat because that was what he was. He was a guy, giant guy with boxing apparatus.
You know who voiced him in?
in the cartoon?
Well, in the cartoon, it was voiced by. In the Justice League cartoon,
Because Black Cat is also the one from Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's the female Black Cat. So it's not Black Cat. It's I'm just gonna put Cat Guy in DC comic. It says Catman, but I don't think that's it. There is a Catman though, but it's Wildcat.
Wildcat. found
Wildcat.
it.
Wildcat was voiced by I forget the guy's name. No,
We're gonna be out here forever, Steve.
well, what I'm getting he's the man has passed away, but it was the guy from he was in Snatch. He was the guy they call up. He's got the white mustache, the white hair.
Yeah.
He voiced him in Justice League cartoon show, and then in the Batman Brave and the Bold, he's voiced by the guy from Full Metal Jacket, who's all like,
Oh, the drill sergeant?
yeah, the drill sergeant.
nice.
So it's pretty funny. Which again, people are like, these are their names. I thought you knew this stuff.
Wildcat.
Yeah, Wildcat.
Yeah, that's good.
Wildcat.
But that's a good one. Is Wildcat basically takes up underground like fighting
Yeah.
because he's useless when it
Yeah,
comes
they're
to,
not
like,
giving him assignments.
Well, because he's also like he said like he's up there. And here's where I really liked how they tied it in with the Paul Dini and Kevin Smith thing.
Mhm.
So in the cartoon, Wildcat basically is out of a job because you have superheroes. You have guys who can fly and things like that. He's just a man in a costume and he was a good fighter. Like that was all he was. So he starts going into underground fighting rings, and to kind of convince him to come back, Green Arrow like goes underground and says, "Come on, man, like let's go back." And he's like, "I'm not doing that." So then he goes, "Fine, I'm going to kick your crap out of you, and once I beat you, you're going to come back." So then sure enough, him and Wildcat fight, and it's basically where Green Arrow kind of throws the fight.
Mhm.
And it makes it so then Wildcat realizes like, wow, I am wasting my time here. So then I think later, I don't know if he goes back to the Justice League, but I think he just like kind of retires. And he always was a cult favorite. But what they did is in the Paul Dini, Kevin Smith thing is obviously like Bruce Wayne, he's a kid, he goes to the school, like this whole project.
Yeah,
He has to
Shadow
start
of the
learning.
Bat.
Yeah, he has to start learning how to fight. So who starts training him is Wildcat. And I thought like that was a great.
That was
like,
a good.
oh, that's so
everything
cool.
they pulled away with. Everything they came up with that show, I loved about it. As well as I hopefully I am going to like Gotham. The stupidest thing I love is like they picked who's going to play Bruce Wayne and what's her face?
Selena Kyle.
Selena Kyle, and then it's just like two pictures of kids. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're like, duh.
And the kid is like from the kid who was the guy who couldn't see in that. You remember when they did 24?
oh yeah, 24.
And they had the blind kid in the next
And he's
series.
like, look at what's going
He's just like 24, but he's blind.
No, he's all like, my show's gonna get canceled. 24's coming back. And he's like, Jack Bauer.
Jack Bauer's back. But still, yeah, that's the kid who's playing the young.
Yeah, and it's like, to be
Batman.
honest with you, don't care.
Yeah, and could care less. You can
I'm like, I rather just
put a
focus.
baby in a
I'm
stroller,
like,
I don't care.
I'm just like, just focus on Gotham and then just Jim Gordon's
yeah,
career.
like forget about the Waynes. Like you could talk about like, maybe that. What I would love is like, here's how you open that show, Is it's him looking at that file again. He goes, still looking at work at that cold case. He's like, I'm never gonna forget it. It was my first one. Could never find the guy. And he puts the file away, and it says Wayne murders. I'm like, that's it. Boom. Commissioner Gordon couldn't solve the Wayne murders. Puts the file away, and that's it. Like that's why he became a detective. Like he couldn't still solve it. And that way, you open the show, you introduce, like, okay, we're in Gotham. Boom. Never talk about it again. Last page of the series, you have Ben Affleck on.
Because they're introducing a couple of people. Like they're having who was gonna play? Someone's gonna play some woman, mobster, and then like the Penguin's under her.
Yeah, or something like that.
It's like, so you're already. But then I'm like,
so it's like the Cobblepots are working with this mobster, but they're not
but they're gonna overthrow her apparently, I guess.
Right.
But what's weird about this series is like I understand you want to give us the DC universe. You want to
give
throw
us
in
the D.
Yeah, you want to give us the D. C. The double D's.
She wants the D. C.
She wants a D.
Yeah, have you heard that?
She wants a D.
The D.
She wants a D. C. Yeah, I've heard the D.
Yeah, so there you go.
I know. But what I'm saying is I know you want to put us into this universe, you want to give us, but then it's like if Batman's like 8, so he's going to become Batman, all of his like villains are going to be like old
children. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I know like Ichabod Crane was a little bit older than him at the time. Like Ichabod was like
Crane. You
mean you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, there's Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, the guy from the Headless Horseman. He was Batman's greatest foe. It was a fairy tale novel. No, the guy who played
Ichabod Crane. He got chased down by the Batman today. Batman threw a pumpkin at his face. Ichabod Crane. Ichabod Crane.
All right, over there. So yeah, the Scarecrow was actually a doctor. Like, so it makes sense that he wouldn't be like the same age.
Well, I understand that concept with most of them, but I just think it's gonna be weird.
Bananas. It is gonna be weird.
Because the other thing I'm getting mad about is now Arrow is now Harley Quinn might be joining the cast of Arrow.
Yeah, they saw a picture of her
costume. And they said something about Deathstroke. And I'm just
things.
sitting there going like, stop taking Batman's villains.
Batman's got enough to spare, though.
No.
He's got plenty.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't like that series. I'm trying to get on board with it, but I can't. He keeps killing people.
Yeah.
And remember, if you're going to fear something, fear me.
Equally, if not more so.
But I am super excited because you posted the picture. It's come out. I think it looks phenomenal. And they're actually doing I'm like, oh, right on. You're doing a full mask. You're doing the whole thing. The Flash show.
Flash!
I think it looks good.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people say it looks.
It's funny. People are talking about the chin thing, and I'm like, but he has that in the comic.
Well, he has it in the comic, and like, if you're running at this full speed, you're gonna need something to kind of hold it on.
Yeah, not to be like, I'm the Flash. No, you're Barry Allen. Ah, damn it!
Damn it, it came off again. So, like, to me, it was.
Yeah, to me, it makes sense. Or check this out. He trips.
Yeah,
he's got a little protection for his chin. Chimmy chin. Chim-chim-chiroo. The Flash runs real fast, then he goes zoom, zoom, zoom.
In case you didn't know,
yeah, this is our musical episode.
In case you didn't know, Harold Ramis passed away.
Yes, that was tragic.
Because it happened when we were doing the Paradox, and that's where it was like, oh, don't really want to talk about this now.
I do want to talk about this. A lot of what really cool happened with this is, and a lot of people posted a lot of fan art.
A lot of fan art.
A lot of cool fan art. And one of the coolest fan arts that I love was Egon. It's like Egon and Slimer in the distance holding hands.
And it's like the ghost pack.
And they're walking towards the light, and they had the ghost pad, the proton pack left to the side. Another cool artist had Egon's suit in the hung up in his in his locker. They also did one where Egon was in the trap and he's waving goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of a huge community. Like we talked about this on Socially Awkward when the week it happened. But yeah, I just talking about it, to me, it's like this man did so much, and it wasn't like this guy, you never heard him in the news going oh, Harold Ramis is a dick or anything. He was a very nice guy, very respectable, very hilarious, very funny, did a lot of good writing, did a lot of good directing. Funny part is we talked about Egon was originally going to be played by Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown. And then they were like, why don't you, I think...
Because he was help writing it.
Yeah, he was help writing it. Dan Aykroyd's like, why don't you just play Egon? And he was like, I don't know.
Yeah, because the bookworm...
And then he did it, and it was just he did a phenomenal job. We were talking about just some of the greatest lines just in Ghostbusters, where he's all like, Egon, this reminds me of the time you tried to drill a hole in your head, and he's just like, I would have gotten away with it too if you hadn't had stopped me.
Yeah, exactly.
So just really big, tragic. He's going to be missing the huge community. What do you... I know I hold on to because Ghostbusters is like my favorite movie of all time.
Well, he just didn't do Ghostbusters. I mean, think of all the movies he did.
No, he did like Caddyshack.
Directed, wrote, and filmed. He was even in Knocked Up. He played the dad.
Knocked Up. He was
Rogen.
the dad. He also wrote and directed. Was it Back to School?
Yep.
Was it Stripes?
Yeah, he was in a whole bunch.
Yeah, Caddyshack. There's another good one that was out there.
He was in that Second
Groundhog
City.
Days.
Yeah, he was part of Second City.
Oh yeah, Second City. Oh, one of my favorite skits in Second City. If you've never seen Second City was like a Canadian show. It was kind of like SNL back in the day. Freaking like I remember Mom and Dad started like I think
it was on reruns.
It was on reruns. They started watching it, and then one was is you see it's all like they were talking about this business. If I can find, I'm gonna post it. They were talking about this business movie. He's like, yeah, the head guy's coming in. You know, he's very good at his job. He's, you know, the best of the best and everything like that. And the door opens to his car, and they're all like, "Oh, here he comes!" And you just see like, you see Harold Ramis is just like doing this weird like thing with his legs while he's running in, and you're just like dying laughing, like, "Oh, maybe he's just running." Then he gets in, he sits down. They have like these fake legs, and he's like doing this business
he's
building,
being so straight
with it. But you see his legs are just like going all over the place because it's like he has this weird
leg syndrome.
It's just so genius, but how he does it
because he's so dead.
He is so deadpan. It's amazing. So he's definitely gonna be. I gotta find that because I totally forgot. I remember that skit.
Yeah, it's just the legs coming out.
But it's so good. It's just he was just a comic genius. So
yeah,
he is going to be missed.
Missed that guy tremendously. So we talked about that. Basically, we have. There's this thing Aaron posted to me a while ago about this cosplay guy. His name's Anthony Misiano. He did this Joker cosplay that Aaron posted a picture on our page. So thanks, Aaron, because it got me into being like, oh yeah, cosplay. He does one of the best Joker cosplays I've seen. He actually made it head to toe. He's actually said he's more of a performance artist. So like he never actually read the comics until afterwards because he really liked like the makeup and stuff. No, I think it was great. He liked the makeup a lot. He liked the idea of like the guy being so expressional. Like he liked the faces that the guy made. And then of course after reading up on him, he realized, oh my god, this guy is such a great character. And the costume itself is gorgeous, like the face makeup and everything, his expressions.
No, yeah.
He gets really into it.
Well, it was really cool. The picture that Aaron showed us, Aaron, of course, on Underground Railroad, and Jedi Sith and a wee one. You also had the guy next to him as the Penguin, and they looked really good.
And what the beauty is the guy who was the Penguin, I found out, was this guy called R.J. Haiti. Now, I watch a show called Face Off where they do sci-fi makeups.
Yes.
And he actually was on the last season. He was actually on a season prior, and the last season what they did is they brought back like new grads as well as the veterans.
Okay.
And he was actually one of the veterans. Some of his makeups were fantastic, and so when I found out not only was it him under the makeup, but then that made so much sense as to how he got it so like right on because he's a makeup artist. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. And like to see like here you go again, like here's cosplay, you're like, wow, who is that? And you look it up and you're like, I know that guy, I've seen some of his work. So it was cool to see like go full circle.
Yes.
They do an interview with him you can watch on YouTube. Anthony Misiano, he does a lot of directing, filming. He's on a project right now called he works on a project right now called Batman Chronicles.
Yes, I've heard about this.
But what he does is in this interview, he's in Joker makeup and they're talking to him. They show him like getting into cosplay with other people, and he's like hitting a guy with a crowbar and like all this other stuff. But what was cool is like as they're interviewing it, the guy who was interviewing him must have been like really either nervous or he was very whatever. Mm-hmm. So him being in character, he like takes the microphone away from him, bops the guy on the head, and he's like, "Hi, I'm this," and he's like, "Who are you?" And like, "What are you here for?" And like he takes the camera, like shoves the camera on the other guy, and, like totally like twists it around on him, and it was like so genius because you're like, "Oh, like good," like he shows like
the Joker would do.
Yeah, he made it more enjoyable because it was like they were asking him questions. You could tell he's like, "No, I just did the makeup. I like the makeup and blah blah." But and then there's a skit you can watch if you watch his commercial because I guess they're still in production of it. It's the tale that he tells in the one book where he talks about his dream and how like the world has gone to chaos and everything, and there's like this one candle of light left, and it's hope, and everyone's like coming around it, and he laughs and blows out the candle. Mm-hmm. Like that's how the Joker is. Well, he does that like skit in his makeup, and it looks genius, the way they shot it. So definitely check that out. It's on YouTube. Another one on YouTube that he came up when I was searching for it is there's a little skit, and we'll post the video. I think we actually did post a video already on Long Boxcast called Catman Rises.
Okay.
And what it is this Asian guy who goes to a Comic-Con, and he dresses in his own Batman outfit. Yeah. Like, obviously, he made it from scratch. No. It's so good. It's like he dresses like he's wearing a ski mask with, like, taped on ears. He's wearing just, like, a garbage bag as, like, the cape. He's wearing like a long sweatshirt and he has like just like a yellow belt. So he keeps going up to people like, "You want to team up?" And they look at him like, "Are you Catman?" He's like, "No, I'm Batman. I'm Batman." And he even had like the chest thing that was just like taped on, and it like blows off. So he's like, "Oh," and he goes around to like other Batmans that are like really in costume. And that was what was funny is like Anthony's like comes up to him as the Joker, just like with a dead face, looks at him and just like smacks him because he's just like, "What are you doing? Like this looks horrible." And then the best part is there's a woman, a very good looking woman in like the bikini outfit from Leia, and she's like, "Are you a character from Star Wars?" Like being all ditzy, and he just sits there with like a dead face, like nodding because he's just like mesmerized by her costume. That's really good though because he runs around to everyone. He goes around.
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, so we'll post the video, but it's really good because he's just like, I'm Batman, and they're like, Catman. Hey, look, it's Catman. You know. So it was really well done. It was from like a 2012 San Diego Comic-Con. He did this film. It's really good.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, it just blows off, and he's like,
wait, yeah.
Oh.
But like you see him running around to all the other people who are like really in costume, and it's like really funny to see how.
Oh, look, it's a cat.
Nice cat costume. I'm a bat.
Yeah, like, oh.
Black Panther, huh?
This is genius. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely post that up. What else do we got going on, Cal?
Well, you and I saw the Robocop movie.
No, we didn't.
And then what was really cool is like they had a comic. I remember. I don't know if you remember this one when it was like the old Robocop versus Terminator.
Yeah, they actually made a video game of that
Yeah,
as well.
that whole game and that whole concept. Like I don't know why they were like thinking of bringing those two worlds together, like smashing
they
those.
also RoboCop. They did some RoboCop comics that were written by Frank Miller.
They did,
which I heard are really good.
After you and I saw that, I went and looked up this because I remember seeing old Wizard ads for it when I was younger, and I always thought like that was such a weird concept of mashing these two together. But now it's like it just reminded me after seeing that movie of like, oh yeah, like they mashed those universes together, like they did Predator and Batman, which a lot of people still said is like a really good comic series if you haven't read it. They did like Aliens, Predator, and I think it was like the Justice League one time. Like they did all these weird like mashups. Like
this
back
was
in the 80s, 90s.
yeah. I pulled up the link he's put out. So yeah, it was published by Dark Horse Comics. It was a limited series. It started May 1st of 1992. So this must have just been right after the second Terminator.
Yeah, I'm guessing like the
movie.
one with the TMT. Well, yeah, with the.
It was only like 4 issues. It was written by Frank Miller. Of course, and artist was Walter Simpsons. But yeah, and then they did make a RoboCop versus the Terminator video game, loosely based on that comic. It came out for the Sega Mega Drive, Genesis, the Super Entertainment Center, and the Sega Drive. Game Gear, and also the Game Boy. So.
And then the other thing I have, I'll post a link to it because Aaron sent us this.
The Genesis version was awarded the bloodiest game of 1993.
Oh,
right. Oh, this place isn't even around anymore. Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Oh my goodness, I remember that.
So.
Aaron also posted us some photos. Same with the guy from who did the Joker cosplay. She posted this thing about this guy named Al Stover. He does these Believe posters, and basically they're all illustration files, but they're really cool. Like
I
really
like
cool. How he did some of them, like where it shows like their alter egos, or it shows like the different outfits. Like
and I like. It's like Believe, and it's a Superman, and it says A Man Can Fly.
Yeah, Believe in Wonder, Believe in Brightest Day.
And then you have Believe, and then When Lightning Strikes for the Flash.
Yeah, Believe in a Dark Night, like all these different concepts.
I like Martian Manhunter's Believe in Positive Thinking.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had to.
Believe in a Dark Night. Yeah. Believe in... Are you serious? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Aquaman.
Because I say...
Yeah, but Believe in Communication.
Yeah, and he looks like he's from the Citibank.
And he looks... he does! Hi, I'm Aquaman.
And I'm from Citibank.
When you want to get a nice car loan, a house loan, or maybe you're just trying to improve your living situation, come to Citibank. Why?
Yeah, because I told you to.
Because I told you to, motherfucker.
Yeah. But it looks good. Like, so we'll post some of his artwork. It looks pretty cool. And thanks, Aaron, for the share again. That was really neat.
I know. I feel kind of bad. We have Aaron now, and we also have Matt that are like,
yeah, Matt Info,
hey.
Thanks a lot for showing out the stuff. What I've been doing, too, is if you go to longboxcast.com/weeklies, I just update that page every week of the newest comics that are coming out by Comic List. So I do post that every about Tuesday or Wednesday. That's our link. But so if you ever wonder what comics have just come out or you're wondering, just go to longboxcast.com/weeklies, and you can see a full listing. And then if you click the link to Comic List, you can either order them, you can see more about them, you can also look at t-shirts and mugs, and like they even get into the toy line, the board games that are coming out, the video games that are coming out. They get into more details of other things that are coming out. I strictly am just focusing on the comic portion. But if you go to thecomiclist.com, you can also see all that. But thanks, kudos to Matt too, because he always posts those, and I'm always like, oh, cool.
We're like, oh, we forgot, we're not doing our job.
Well, we've posted on Tuesdays, like that's our weeklies, and that way you get the full listing. But he's picking out more strategic, like these are some of the big ones. Obviously, like Night of the Living Deadpool, like that's one that just came out, which is getting a lot of good reviews. Seems pretty cool. How about you, Steve? Anything you got to add to this week?
No, I think I've covered pretty much everything.
Obviously, the Batman game, which we talked about.
We talked about on
Arcade Bros.
Arcade Bros. Obviously, no one probably answered our Twitter questions or anything like that.
I didn't really get a response, nor this week I just kind of talked about Guardians of the Galaxy. People relate to. I kept posting photos. I think people are just excited about the film, and a lot of people like us haven't never heard of them. Like they're kind of like that niche character group that's been in there, and if you kind of been reading the comics forever.
Yeah. So basically, if you do not know anything about the Guardians of the Galaxy, we can no longer be friends.
What?
So
I think there's a
Kyle.
Rocket Rabbit, and his friend Treebeard, and his other friend Star Bacon.
Actually, now you just gave me like a great idea to actually do Treebeard as Groot.
Yeah.
And then do you remember? I forget what it was, a space rabbit cartoon.
Oh yeah.
And make that rabbit be Rocket Raccoon, and then just have to find like other people to do that.
Well, we remember that one motorcycle mice from Mars.
Biker mice from Mars.
Yes. Yeah, remember that crap. And Street Sharks.
Biker mice from Mars.
So good. I remember all they ever showed was the first episode over and over again.
Oh yeah, there's so many of those. Well, that became like Dragon Ball Z when like they ran out of the episodes. Yeah. It's all like, let's get me a new episode. It's like the Tree of Might. I was like, I hate this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, god damn it. Oh, I always loved it when it was like, oh my god, Goku's about to go Super Saiyan 7. Whoa! Then like 40 minutes later, it'd be like, tune in next week. Does he do it? We don't know.
Yeah.
We're trying to bleed this out.
Yeah, we are running out of ideas, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
I got nothing to add.
Steve says he sucked my balls. Okay. So.
Oh yeah, for Sidekick Corners.
So yeah, for me, I recommend The Swamp Thing by Alan Moore.
Yes.
If no one's read that yet, there's a big graphic novel you can buy of his works. The art style in it's amazing. It actually made me really like Swamp Thing more.
Because Swamp Thing was kind of like a throwaway character.
Yeah,
and then Alan, like this is what I love about it. It's like as much as Alan Moore's kind of
he's a
dick. Alan Moore's a prick. No matter what,
and he has a right to be because he's an artist.
He can do what he wants, but like as much as he wants to be like every time something comes out, he's like, "Oh, don't agree with you.
Oh, I'm fighting around the world.
You come when you come to London, England, and you say, I go, do you like Watchmen? And you go, yeah, and I go, the comic book. No, I go comic book or movie. If you say movie, I rape you.
I get the right to rape you.
I bend you over and give you a cavity search.
Well, did you ever see that Simpsons where they go to the Comic-Con and it was like him and the mouse? And it was like him, and like they were like they became like superheroes.
That was a good. But anyway, so yeah, Alan Moore, his writing on the Swamp Thing, like
good.
He basically made
rebrands it. He makes it a cool character.
You're like, I like this.
Because I remember Swamp Thing actually from the movie. That always was on TV when we were younger, and I'd watch it and I'd be like, oh, this is weird. It's like a monster movie, but it's like he's a hero.
Yes.
But they didn't really get into it that much. And then I remember there was a cartoon show that was on very briefly of Swamp Thing.
Yes.
And like the very first episode shows like the big explosion. He like goes, whoop, like out into the swamp, turns into Swamp Thing, where the other guy turns into like the bat creature. Like he became like a bat for some reason. I was like, all right, that makes sense. And then what I liked about this interpretation of him, it was more because like he transcends humanity. Like he's no longer even human. It's just more like he understands nature, and he's like, and now it's more about polluting and things like that. It got really good. Like it's some of the best writing I've ever seen. It talks about big corporations and what they're doing to the planet. So
the old Swamp Thing cartoon show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so he had a rogue.
How much coke did that guy have to do to come up with that jingle?
Well, they just stole Wild Thing. Yeah, I remember the cartoon show. Actually, the funny part about the movie
Yes.
is I believe the guy who played him in the
Mhm.
beginning before he becomes Swamp Thing is the guy who's been the devil from Reaper. He's Robin Scherbatsky's dad on How I Met Your Mother, and I believe he was in Twin Peaks, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, according to this, Ryan Reynolds, and I don't know why, but they're showing him with a picture of Swamp Thing. Doesn't make any sense.
And then I forgot who. Oh yeah, and it was actually directed by John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
This first Swamp Thing
Yeah.
movie. So yeah, but yeah, Swamp Thing was a pretty interesting character.
Yeah, I like the movie was definitely different. The art in the Swamp Thing comic that they do is phenomenal. Like definitely like they've elevated his look more so in the Alan Moore version. And then what was really cool is like it got more into, like they said, like he's more of a guardian of the of Earth,
like he
as
talks
opposed
about
to him
like he
being
talks
more,
about like the green,
the green, like him and the green, and
which I kind of like that because he kind of has that, and then like it's the Flash has this thing called the Speed Force.
yeah, it's Alan Moore's the writer. Saga of the Swamp Thing. Stephen Bissett and John Totalben are the artists. It's by Vertigo publication, and Vertigo is the same guys who did
Yeah, it's like a
Fables.
spin-off. It's also they're like a
Yeah.
spin-off company of DC.
Exactly. So it's really good. I highly recommend it if you have a chance to pick it up, especially even if you're not a Swamp Thing character, because it is so good writing that it really, like, as a writer, you would love it. As a fan of just like good storytelling, like it's a beautiful story. Like the way they did it is so cool. And what's really cool is if you look up Swamp Thing, like the newer version, like the new 52, he actually is pretty bitchin' looking. Like he's actually got like angel wings made out of like moss and trees. Like it's more of like he's like a deity. Like he's no longer like just like a hero. He's actually more like almost on the same planes as like Jeebus or like Moses and things like that. Like they've made him more of like that, like a shepherd of the forest kind of thing. You know, the shepherd of the swamp.
Yes.
So looks pretty badass.
Yeah, I just looked up the Swamp Thing movie. Yeah, the actor's name Ray Wise. He's done a lot of stuff. Let's see, basically known for he was in RoboCop. He's also in Jeepers Creepers 2, Twin Peaks, and also
he's the devil. Yeah,
he was the devil. That guy actually is just I like him. He's a phenomenal actor. He's so like he can be so funny and then also so threatening at the same time. So kudos to him. But yeah, I remember watching it. It used to be on Netflix, Swamp Thing, and I turn on. I'm like, it's the devil metal.
Devil metal.
So definitely. So that was kind of cool. But I don't know if he played him when he's in the makeup. They probably switched him out.
Who knows? I think he did because they show a lot of pictures of him like side by side, and it looks fairly similar. That's the beauty of Swamp Thing makeup, though. Is like you can put anybody in that, and it looks pretty decent.
We're just gonna cover you in shit,
Yeah.
brother.
Okay.
Swamp Thing. You are
Amazing.
You do stuff you do.
Swamp Thing stings.
You got a swamp thing. Oh, how about that? Thank you, Swamp Thing. Next week's question of the week, if nobody answers whatever we had this time, is what was your favorite superhero theme song?
Oh yeah, I guess so because there's so many like movies and things like that.
Well, not even that, but all the cartoon shows that came out. I mean, like, we've had how many...
He's Bruce Banner, sitting with Gamma Ray.
Now he's a banner, turning into the Hulk. But there were so many incarnations of these cartoon shows, so everyone, like, I mean, you have Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man and his amazing friends, and then Spider-Man! So, but yeah, I don't got anything else.
Well, you need to read more comics.
I did. I read The Flash.
So there you go. That was your psychic corner.
Maybe
that's what you recommend to people.
Yeah, I recommend. No, I recommend. I recommend. I recommend.
Mm-hmm.
You go outside. No, you know
get some fresh air.
Get some fresh air.
Yeah, fat.
Fat comic book.
Get out of work. Go outside and yell, "I love Spider-Man."
You know what I recommend?
What do you recommend?
I recommend The Tick.
That is a good book.
Check those out.
Good show. Good animation.
Okay, not only was it a good cartoon show,
best,
a good comic book, but it was also a great live action.
It was really good live action.
The guy that you know what? I say they make a Tick movie and they bring back the guy who played him in the show. The guy who does like Joe Swanson's voice and Putty.
Yeah,
and
Putty and all that.
Arthur, we are justice is best served cold, and when cold happens, you become Adam West, apparently, because everybody.
Elder Scrolls Beta.
So
Fuck
I
that
guess if you want to find me, I'm at Stephen
Yeah.
M. Mooney Jr. Follow me on Instagram at S Mooney Jr.
Yes.
And Kyle?
That's where you can find the co-host of a Long Box
Yeah,
Cast, which is
co-host.
at Longboxcast on Twitter.
I am a co-host.
You can find Kyle at Booney Studios. Of course, you can find us at longboxcast.com. You can find us on 4-Eyed Radio. Google us or search us on the web. You can find us just by searching Longboxcast podcast. And as always, kids, we want to let you know that keep your faces front, your eyes forward, reach for the stars, and Excelsiors!
Superhero, baby, the one that's gonna save you if you're in pain. You know who to call whenever you fall. Be there to catch you and come to your rest. That's right. Yeah. It's a bird, it's a plane, oh baby, it's changing. You know I'm right here, girl, holler when you need me. When life gets tough, I can make it look easy. We can do the stuff that you see on TV. Superman, be my Lois Lane, I'll be your Tarzan, you can be my Jane. I'll make the sunshine when it's trying to rain. I can ease your stress, take away your pain. I ain't tripping off the next man, baby, I'm a beast, but I ain't trying to be an X-Man. Number one, ain't gonna be nothing less than no wetting, but I'm everybody's best man. Baby, come and take a ride with me to the getaway, come hide with me, baby. Take my hand, come fly with me, baby girl. Let me show you what I can be. Yeah. Superhero, baby, the one that's gonna save you.
You're listening to another fine production on the 4-Eyed Radio Network. To listen to more shows, visit 4eyedradio.com.
That was the two whitest guys listening to a rap song.
Yo!
You kids have missed out us not having a webcam because I was breaking it down. Chicka, what? Cha. Yeah. I go.